Hello everybody and welcome to District 14 Hare Scrambles. We are starting the first round at Portland. Just waiting for the green. And we are off. Row 6, open B, got a little bit of a late start. Trying to get used to the new bike with the electric start, trying to figure that out a little bit more. Still used to kicking the bike, but I would figure that using the electric start would help me out, get off the line a little bit quicker. Sitting pretty far back in the pack, gotta do a little bit of catch up. Come around to this 90 and I see down rider, that is Jacob Monkey. Apparently he popped his shoulder out pretty bad and he was out for the rest of the race. But we're just now starting on the motocross track and we're wrapping around and going back into the woods or the off track section. Portland has had about the same setup every year. They usually start out on the motocross track and we end up going around and then back into the grass area as well as some pine trees and stuff. This stretch here is always fun to just hammer down and go through. First race on the new bike, so I'm kind of getting used to it. First race of the season as well, so I'm trying to knock the cobwebs off. Just trying to be smooth and consistent. Know which lines that I want to take. Here we are, we're starting out into the pine trees a little bit here. I could not believe how thick the pines were this season. I don't remember it being as thick or being hit with branches as much as years prior, but it has gotten a lot tighter as the trees keep growing in this back lot. The pathways are pretty cool as well. It's really deep sand back here. You wouldn't really expect it as much, but it is pretty sandy. Also, being a single track, it is kind of hard to keep both sides down into the trench, so we try to ride on either one side or the other. A little bit of a bottleneck here. Couple clean passes, cut from the outside in. This is what I'm saying, you come around a turn, you could not see exactly what you were doing. You didn't know if it was going to go from right to left, left to right, or if it was going to be a straightaway for a little while. I wish I was able to walk the course a little bit prior. But Portland's always kind of had the same kind of layout, so years prior I should be used to this track and this layout. The course was about 6 miles. and they had a record-breaking amount of people. We had 301 riders for the Hare Scramble, and then we also had quads going off later on in the afternoon. So there was a total of, I believe they said, almost like 500 riders or something like that signed up for this race, which was crazy. So imagine trying to stuff 301 riders on a 6-mile loop. There was a lot of traffic. It was actually nice and dry this weekend. In races in the past, it's actually rained quite a bit, and the woods section at Portland would be so muddy and wet you wouldn't be able to do a lot of things as if it was dry. There was actually a little bit of moisture in some areas back in the woods, but not as bad as, again, years prior. They also set up some different obstacles. This was kind of cool. Just a bunch of tires laid out that you had to dodge through. I don't remember that one from years prior. That must have been new. That, or I missed this race last year and I don't remember seeing that. Oh, I could have taken an inside line there. Oh well. Is what it is. It's kind of nice to look back at the videos and see where you could have made a line or where you could have made a pass. It helps you out in the future, for sure, especially when you actually get into doing these kinds of races. You start to look for different lines as you're going along, and you got to make split-second decisions. Onto the enduro section. Tire crossing, little rock garden action, and we hit the finish line. So a little bottle up here. And there's Zach doing a flag job. Doing a good job, Zach. You do an awesome job for the racing and setting up these events for everybody. And then we're back out onto the motocross track, hitting the second lap. First lap I always feel really slow because I'm trying to figure out what I want to do, where all my lines are going to be. I kind of memorize or try to memorize where I want to be, as well as you know, where I want to make passes, this, that, and the other thing. But my second lap's always faster. Going ahead, taking the inside line here. Now this turn here, I could have hit a lot faster. I should have got my front foot out there a little bit more and just kind of got around that turn. Same thing with jumping. I got to get a little bit better at that. I know I can clear these tabletops. I know for sure I can. It's just got to be little bit more happy on the throttle. Battling it out with a 4-stroke. Letting the 150 eat. This bike has a lot of power, very nimble. Really liking the bike and the setup right now. There we go, finding some new lines to actually take, still staying within boundaries. Just trying to stay quick on the bike. Right here we got a three-way battle. Just trying to stay smooth, keep the rubber side down in the grass here. And once we hit a straight line here, kind of pick it up a little bit. There we go, taking another inside line to inside line. Here comes that guy in that 4-stroke. He makes a good pass on me. There's some new lines starting to form into the pine trees here. Looks like I missed my turn. And I get around a few guys here. Like I said, it was really hard to figure out where you were going, what you were doing, when you were going to make a turn, because you were going around basically blind, hitting the limbs off these trees. I guess there were some problems later on that some of the trails weren't hit, or some people were cutting off through lines. And I don't know, I mean, we had a lot of people out there, so I don't think a lot of people either realized it or they didn't know the difference of what was going on, or ribbon was cut down or something to where you missed your turn or whatever. But I guess there was a lot of trouble with how the lanes were all set up. So there might have been some people actually cutting the course quite a bit. Getting tired, making mistakes. Not good. See, here we go. Here's some people that didn't know where to go, what was going on. So you had some that blew through a turn, some that were parked on the side. That sand just got super deep. It was hard to keep the bike going and keeping it up. I gotta be on the rail more. Oh, make another mistake. There goes Travis. He's in my class. I know he's in row 6 with me. So I make a mistake. He goes by. And there's Jason Bricker. He's also in my class. So I just lost another 2 positions that I already gained. Like I said, that sand's getting so deep trying to dig through. The 150 has the power. It probably could do a little bit better with more power, but I just love a light bike, so it's all personal preference. Here we go down this hill, make a 90, turn around, come right back up. Nice little bridge crossing. Back out onto the moto. Now you're thinking, now Jacob, you haven't crashed it all yet. You made a few bobbles, you did this, you did that. So, how come you didn't place so good? Well, spoiler alert, I had a little bit of an issue with my clutch lever, and I don't know if you can see it right now, but look at my left clutch lever. Look at that bolt hanging up a little bit. The bolt that goes through my clutch lever, which also goes through my handguard, I didn't notice it, but it was starting to wiggle its way out. And I think it's a kind of a bad design by Husqvarna, but I also think it was a bad thing that I didn't check and put Loctite on my bolts before I started racing this thing. But I didn't know no better. Oh, here we go, a little bit of a battle going on. Old Kawasaki. So yeah, I didn't know no better. And I'm out here racing this thing. It's about probably the 4th or 5th lap. And I come around this turn, go up this hill climb here. Make a clean pass, and hey, my clutch lever's gone. What the heck am I gonna do now? So I'm more than halfway through this race. I look down, I figure I have no clutch lever. I figure I'm just gonna kind of troop it out and see what happens. I don't know. Go down this hill here, first gear, kind of put it around, bring it back up. So this weekend I decided to learn how to ride with no clutch at all, which wasn't in my plans, but I had to make it work. Real hard on the transmission, didn't really like doing it, but to finish the race you gotta do what you gotta do. And I'm actually really impressed with this bike and how it handled it. On my RM, there would have been no way. I would have stalled that bike out everywhere. With the fuel injection system on this 150i, it runs so smooth. And it literally just tractors around anywhere you want it to go. So if I'm going to say anything good about the 150i by Husky, doing something right with the fuel injection system, because I could tractor this bike anywhere I wanted to, not even using the clutch, shift up, down, wherever, and it did its thing. And that's it. I ran out of battery. So you know how it goes. A little bit of photo credit from District 14 Hare Scrambles, Hare Scramble Daily. Check them out on Facebook and Instagram for all your pictures and needs at these races. And my race results, I did okay with an overall of 137 out of 301. Open B, did 23rd out of 34. And a little help from the sponsors. These guys keep my bikes rolling. And I also want to say thank you again for District 14 for putting on such a great event at Portland. And please don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you at the next race. Peace.